I'm not prepared in any way for this, but I'm gonna do my best here, folks. Lot of shit. It's time to have fun, folks. It's time to absolutely push beyond your normal bullshit and get goofy. Do whatever the fuck you want to do, because that's fun. Here's my coffee. This thing, what would Goku do? Huh? What would Goku do? He'd be like, ah! At the problem. He'd power the fuck up and he'd face that shit down. He'd go back down. Bro, the women can't handle Goku. They can't handle him. They're like, oh, I want to marry him in the end, but it's all this stuff. How am I supposed to deal with this? Goku, do not compromise. He knows what he's doing, folks. And protect the world. It's a good headline. It's a good goal. Just protect the fucking world. Protect it. Period. Simple as that. If you're gonna protect someone, you protect them. You don't act like you don't say that you literally do, and it's effective. That's qualities that God respects. You want to protect people, you protect them. That happens. You want to revive people, you do that. Do it. Just do it, though. When people say that they want to, I don't feel so good today. Well, you got to heal yourself, and then pick up the pace, motherfucker. Get back on track. Oh, I had all these silly, weird words I was going to be using for this live stream, but my ego is a little bit. I pressed the go live before I was ready. I was like, no, fuck it, doing it live. Figured, I don't know. I'm too serious in life sometimes. I'm a little too serious. I think, sit up. I think it's half of it. Empire, I gotta grow my Dragon Balls back. I need my Dragon Balls back. I should smoke and drink another sip of coffee. Another sip of coffee. You know what the world told me when I was young? This fucking shit. This is nice. I love this thing. The world told me when I was young, stop shining. You can't be you because we'll feel outdone, and we don't like that because we want those women to like us. And I was like, fine, you guys win. I'll stop shining so that you can stop bothering me and fucking up my life. You're fucking with me every moment and just run away with these women that you don't deserve. That was me backing down, of course. I was backing down from the challenge that life will always present to us. That life will always be, in a way, in a sense, a battle. And if you always back down from the battle, you will end up in a fucking corner. You will end up at the bottom. You have to fight for your life. Not just security, not just other people who want to hurt you, not just other people who want to kidnap you physically, but like those social interactions, those social things. It's like there is a God behind them and what they do. Is there not a God behind you of your own choosing? They got some shit. They don't even know why they're serving it. They don't know that the things that they're doing are serving that's potentially satanic, Molochian fucking God. And it's just important to recognize that in life, we must fight for what we are. Like, We must fight and stand for what we are and stand for,
I'm still working
what we believe in.
The best prices for tickets. I've already paid them.
How much do we believe in it? That's why with Goku it's so simple. It's protect the fucking world. And then like from then on, he's just a good person. This Gohan grandfather raised him. Always just sort of like laughing when something shitty happens and Goku accidentally tears down the whole fucking house. He laughs it off, You don't get upset at Goku, a little baby, about that shit. What is he gonna do? He's like, hope this baby grows up to have some type of sanity, like all of our fucking modern parents or so. Explain. No, Satan. I'm all good. Oh, I thought you were Satan. Explain. You better explain yourself, mister. Imagine Goku being like that. Goku would be like, I think you have some splaining to do. Because he don't give a shit. You don't actually like give a shit. Like, you just obey the rules of the society or you're out of here. This is little Goku looking at all the plebeian ass fucking powerless people. He's like, I gotta protect these people. Like, Jesus Christ, they're so helpless. But and they're so stupid. Like every extra in Dragon Ball Z was just some stupid ass motherfucker. It's because it's all relative, you see. Compared to Goku and the Z Squad, everyone was basically just a fucking naive idiot. And weak and helpless and powerless and had no idea, like, life has greater things it's calling us for, but those who don't prepare and don't train the whole time leading up to it, just like in the idea, the notion, hey, maybe someday I'll need to be strong mentally, attitudinally, physically, and have good reflexes and all the stuff that I've been training up my whole life so that I can actually like protect the people around me or do something that was greater requirement of some person put in some position of power where they had to make some wise choice as opposed to like an intelligent per se choice. And the only way you really find that deeper wisdom is through strength. You stay strong. You'll come up with the advice that the weak weren't able to find. It's like the main distinction. The greatest wisdom is through strength. Just changed that dude's life. I don't know how many people are going to watch this video, but it changed at least one person's life today. But no, it's probably been like a few hundred already, a couple hundred. Bring that influence every day the last 7 years, bro. Maximize. Ultimatize. Tomato ties. Play their games, you're bound to lose. You play your own game, how could you lose? I mean, realize that's success to one's own life. It doesn't even have to necessarily be your own game, like not some delusional shit, but like a real thing that you're after, like bringing people back to life by being goofy.
being silly and helping them sort of relax and fucking be like. I've seen so many people just wearing this mask, me being goofy, or just not even wearing the mask, just being goofy, being silly, saying, you know, I'm too serious right now for some reason too much intent of purpose in this video or whatever. But you know, I'm losing touch with the goofiness. I guess it was already there. Just some big booger sticking out my fucking nose. I was in a job interview right now. I'm killing it. What the fuck? Can't get this shit out, man. This mask ain't helping. Fucking sticking my nose down like a motherfucker. These glasses are so heavy, man. Don't fool yourselves. My nose is so fucking broken and this mask is so heavy. It's like, gotta wear this. I don't know. Be sillier than me out there. Oh, that's what I was saying. Bringing people back to life by being goofy. Yeah, you just sort of jump out like that. You just follow it more, which I can't really seem to do. Too nervous or something. Fuck. Lord, bring me life, that I might pass it on with equal elegance and grace. Ik van ik oorstaven. Rijk. Okay. What would you do, man? What would you do if you found out life really was like an anime and all your missing link is that battle, that physical battle that they have in the anime is spiritual battle that we have in every moment when we're just like talking to people, when we're just having some confluence of intelligences. His intelligence, my intelligence, what conclusions has that led us to, what ways of feeling about life that we have. You know, how that's led us through our life to come to what we are and who we be every moment. The truth is always manifest. Like, there's no one who could actually be a perfect liar. Like, I promise you, man, like there might be a super genius out there who can get out of getting in trouble from the cops by lying his way out of it in a super genius way. But when it comes to like a normal situation and like dudes trying to get with the ladies, and some of them are like 20 years older than the woman plus, and no one has a sign over their head that says they're a rapist if they're a rapist. You know, it's all you have to decode what's going on, who's lying, when they're lying, how much, and why. And like if it's at that part in the conversation, it must mean this or in this area of things about this person. And one big factor is if you ask someone to leave you alone and they don't, that's a good sign that they're a fucking rapist. It doesn't mean that they've raped someone yet, but it just means that they're of the quality of person. Like, you asked them to leave you alone and you were dead serious, and they were not having it. They were not respecting. No empathy there. There's no empathy. It's all like an oppression game, and they don't even realize. just trying to get it in. I've heard of so many people like paying women to walk down the street with them. It's so sad, you know. And that's like gonna be the best moment of their fucking life. The best moments of their life. People seeing them walk down the street with a woman that they paid to walk down the street with them. That woman the whole time was just like, fuck my life, this guy. Oh my god. It's crazy, man. They live for other people's opinions. They don't live even for their own. Like, if they did, they wouldn't do that shit. If they had any sense of integrity or honor, they wouldn't do what they do. But here we are. World hijacked by the ego. You know, overtaken by the justification system set up by said ego. Handcuffs, a gun, a baton, a samurai mask, all this shit. And don't let that, you know, confuse you about me or whatever, because I'm wearing this mask because I'm funny, asshole. I'm wearing this mask because I honor Goku as the greatest anime character ever. And a lot of people, they would disagree because they just don't understand how awesome Goku is. Like, they say, like, oh, he's too stupid to be, I don't know, the chosen one or some shit. Or Jesus. Like, we're already sort of comparing him to Jesus now, right, at the moment, aren't we? But I don't know, it's just me. Well, but the thing is, you see, people have all this negative bullshit that they see about Jesus, about like, oh, well, if he's actually God, well, why wouldn't he cure all of us of cancer right now? And you would generally call that either oversight or stupidity or just a lack of basic empathy or but really what I wanted to hit on was that, like, to shine into the light was that Goku and his, like, in his stupidity, he was wise. It wasn't even like a stupid. It was like, you know, when I forget exactly what went down, but like he kept the button that like King Super God Xeno guy, like that small guy, he's like the king of everything, the god of everything, whatever. The little button that he gave Goku, I don't even know if this was Fanime that I'm talking about or just the Dragon Ball superheroes or super, I don't even know anymore. I'm so confused about all the chronologies and the seasons and whatever. But just this small example of Goku kept that button that he wasn't really supposed to keep, or something like that, which makes seem like selfish or whatever, but like it was actually incredibly intelligent, because who in whose hands would it better be that like a button that you could summon the god of everything to you to help you out or whatever? Whose hands would be better? In whose hands would that be better than Goku? Goku is the most innocent, pure person to have that thing, and like he obviously wouldn't misuse it. Like, if anything, it would be for like asking some very deep philosophical question about things and or something. He just brings Xeno over, like, what is this? Is this that? But you know, I'm sure Xeno would appreciate the company. I think that's his name, anyways. Another reason to love Universe 7 or whatever. Goku, man, yeah, every single one of the things that people would say was one of his weaknesses was actually his strengths, and they just misunderstood it, misread it as as something that they were supposed to judge. And it's just like the Pharisees, man, you know, those over righteous type. The only thing that they had that was good was the meals on their clean plates, super clean, super shiny silver medallion plates, and all their clothes. No, it was just the good meals at the end of pretty good meals or whatever. But everything else about them, which was like everything relevant to existing, was like garbage, because they kept trying to enforce law over life. Enforcing law over life, it's like they were just making up their own laws. They were making up their own rules, which would drain them of their own life unnecessarily, and they would attribute it to some type of sacrifice, but it was literally based out of cowardice. It was out of cowardice that they couldn't be living, and so they would make it out like everything had to be just the righteous life, like that and the way that they looked at the righteous life, not just like a righteous sacrificial protecting of the world while living out a life way like that most of us would do, or that most of us real Christians would eventually come to. Like, you know, most of us, we end up like in pain of like, oh well, I voided myself of this enjoyment of life, so I deserve this reward externally from you, God. Like, you must pay me for my sacrifices. And it's not a matter of like that argument. It's strictly a matter of the fact that you rejected the life then, and now you're in the regret of having been too like weak to see that this is what life is, and you can enjoy it and make the most of it every time it comes around. It's just, are you creative enough? Are you relaxed enough to come up with like intelligent thoughts, at the time genius thoughts, hilarious thoughts, to try to make them laugh as hard as they possibly can, as opposed to just like telling them a stupid joke or something, or some punchline to something, some puns. None of that, man. Like, try to make someone laugh as hard as they fucking can, really. It's a good goal in a relationship. That's sort of what I do. I mean, anyways, I'm like a never kicked off stand-up comedian, so I stay in the streets where I'm allowed to just speak my mind, and they didn't pay to hear me fucking turning them off with my anti them fucking talk. But I don't know, I'm debasing myself or whatever, but self-hatred coming back in. Just do what they do at me for, just like I did most of my life. Like, just fucking attacked myself like they attacked me. It's like, what the fuck am I doing? Repent of that bullshit. Stop attacking yourself in the way that they attack you. You're not meant to be, you're the enemy. The same sense, never be the one that kills you. You are your own protection. If anything, they might hurt you, they might kill you, but if you, don't do that to yourself, You are not supposed to be your own enemy. You're supposed to love you, man. You're supposed to be proud of you. Can you make yourself proud of you? Get goofy, folks. And I've been thinking, started joking about this when I had the thought about doing it, but just might actually do it. So I'm just walking up to somebody, trust falling their ass. Trust fall. Slamming into the pavement. They're like, oh my God, are you okay? I just sitting there with like this smile on my face. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yes, I think my skull is cracked, but it's all good. Thank you very much for not catching me when I trusted you with this trust fall. You'll be seeing a suit check in the mail. Just checking.
But that's the thing, man. Never say that you're joking when you're just joking. It just cuts off the persona of you being a funny person. Don't say that. I mean, like, unless it's like, like so serious that they're not sure that like you're an asshole who would say something like that. Fuck, I'm joking. Like, you can't tell them. It's not that type of person. Never say that you're just joking, man. Don't cut yourself off like that. Just keep going with joking. Keep staying in that facetiousness. It's fucking funny, and it's a thing that real people do. It's my fucking lighter again. She's just always disappearing to the next crack. I'm gonna find it in my butt crack, guys.
My butt crevasse. Sploosh.
Oh, my hood's off. I look like a fucking idiot. I look like a fucking retard. I am out of things to say. I should probably end the live stream, but I'm not proud of myself yet. I'm not done because I ain't proud of myself yet. Motherfucker. I wish I could get goofy, man. Like, I'm trying to just exemplify some goofiness for y'all motherfucking asses. I'm not motherfucking feeling it. This motherfucking fucking pickup truck is staring at me like, oh, this guy, man. Talking to himself over here. I don't even care about that shit. It's just negative impact. Negative fucking impact. Negative impact. That's the brain capacities of almost everyone on planet Earth. Negative impact. I don't know.
Take it for what you will, folks. It is time that I drove the little dragon into his cave and spilled the milk on his tail for the ointment relief ritual, and took the little kitties up to eat some salmon on the horns of the dragon. When we're done with that, we're gonna go back to the house and we gonna play some motherfucking video games. That dragon is gonna lose because I am a greater dragon. And I have dragon's breath that has cooler colors than he does. And so my button pressing outlet mechanism system doohickey-doos are gonna be much more prepared to do what needs to be do's, and I'm gonna win, you see, because when I win, when I win, I am going to say to the world, look, Bo, I'm on TV, but guys, hey, I want it ever want to know how much I want to thank you for watching me button mash the thing. And did you see the way I did that? Oh, Joe Biden approved this message. Oh. I'll fucking tear the system another one, bro. Just get me on the stage up there, bro. I'll be like, Anthony Fauci's a Freemason. You've all been fooled, bamboozled, hoodled into getting genetically modified, getting injected by nanotech and genetic modification. All this stuff, bro. And I'm gonna be like, bro, we just gotta grow food everywhere. All you have to do is plant a seed and dirt. You're gonna charge me for that? Let's just grow, for the transportation, for the harvest. Bro, put seed and dirt everywhere. Food's growing everywhere. And now we have all these cronies going around poisoning that fruit in the area because they don't want that system to work out, because they're making money off this shit. And that's how we'll expose the people who are trash. We just got to make sure, like surveillance. We don't need surveillance forever. We just need surveillance until we can find these crony crooks who would go poison food growing in the streets because their company, the corporation, got them to do it, or this or that, selfish interests, and the others who would use Hegelian dialectic in order to force us into the New World Order. Antithesis, synthesis, chaos, order out of chaos. You're in chaos, you can direct the world into your own fucking direction. You just lead them by the fucking carrot on their fucking nose. In the end, we just gotta keep each other alive. And keep each other alive by being goofy, by being deep, by being musical, by being free. The rebelling act of being free nowadays is such a rebellion, bro. It is such a rebellion. It's absolutely rebellious to be free nowadays. How abrasive it is on these people who are like, I never seen someone do something like this my whole life. I'm born and raised in this town. I ain't seen something like that. Born and raised, you're still here, 40 years old. You're still in the same town you grew up in, huh? Just like those fucking, bro, like the people from like my high school who like still in the same town or whatever, like that from the town we grew up in, bro. Like certain exceptions might be possible, but I can't see how any single one of them would like end up like becoming something in a sense. Still in the hometown you grew up in because you want to live on the high school memories you had where you pretended that you were specialer than other people and you really felt it. The problem with most people, man, is still living in the past. The past don't even exist. But it's such a almost all of this shit, bro. It's such a drive away from the main function of just generating things. When people cling to the past, they're excusing themselves from generating things. When people cling to the future, they're excusing themselves from generating things right now, making life fruitful right now. You see, because we're not plants, we don't need to be stuck in dirt for a month in order to start growing little fucking petals. Bro, we've been alive for 30 fucking years, 20 years. We've been having our kymatics downloaded and upgraded with greater landscapes, with the birds and greater music that we can find. And that was such a thing that's been lost on this society now. Is that like the old video games from like Xbox regular days or PS2 or Nintendo 64, they had all these soundtracks that were incredible.
like so well done, so much effort put in that music, so much effort. It was never a question of, it was never, they were never like, all right, that's probably good enough. They were always like, that's never good enough. We're not done putting in more effort, more creativity into this fucking song until it's absolutely insane. And you know, video games back in the day were a great way to find new great music. But nowadays, like you can't find it anywhere. You can't find it anywhere. You have to like have somehow lucked upon it on a YouTube search of a genre of music, and you know, it's or you know, happenstance of some people in your life, they played that song, or the restaurant played this song, you found out who it was because it was so life-changingly climatically integrative. And I hope people understand when I say kymatics, you know, it's the interaction of the music with the, well, it could be the water in your body, but like the chakras with the music, with the birds, they hit your kymatic centers. And in your mind, you start picturing landscapes, or you start picturing things that you feel. I guess it's sort of almost like a synesthetic thing, like synesthesia or whatever, like a mixture of different processes of the brain. I would have to say that that's what we're limiting ourselves from by being such an analytical, narrow-minded, straight-minded society. Such a wonderful noise they discovered there. You know, our buttholes couldn't discover that noise; they had to make it. But I started to forget what I was saying before. It was such a big thing. Oh, how we limit ourselves, you know. We limit the fuck out of ourselves, bro. We limit the fuck out of ourselves. I really feel like everyone's proper education would include Japanese anime watched in Japanese, unless it's Dragon Ball Z, which you watch in English. Construction, food stuff, growing food better, you know, it's like a botany thing, or just how like understanding plants, because they're so important. And if we understand plants, if we like even just have the attempt of trying to teach people to understand plants, we're much more likely to care about the forest and care about the wildlife. Wonder why all these wildfires are happening ever since they set up the 5G towers that emit microwaves and gamma rays, of all things. You know, it's just such a nightmare. Like, I've had that the last 5 years, bro. That's basically been my fucking slogan. Is the 5G towers emit microwaves and gamma rays, and either people just don't believe me or they Google it and realize it's a fact at this point, and realize how nightmarish it is that people would choose to put those two things as the things in their fucking radio towers, coming from the radio as the form of communication that goes to your cell phone, microwaves and gamma rays, and I mean, it's, as Alex Jones said, it's just incredible how this could all be like become a thing. And this could all occur. And it just always doubles down on like the notion that we have to fight to protect ourselves. You got to stand up against people setting up 5G radio towers that emit microwaves and gamma rays. If only they were allowed to find that out instead of being immediately distracted by the scapegoat, the corona. As people's brains were being attacked, every time there was just the scapegoat was the corona. Oh, I got the corona. I can't walk anymore. My personality's totally different, and all this other random fucking shit. I'm feeling wobbly. I feel like nauseous, but not really sick. The scapegoat was always the corona, and it's such a Man, those the last 5 years, and like they literally evidence now coming out. Biden placed they placed Biden because Hillary failed, Obama failed, or whatever, and they placed Biden in as like the person who they were going to rig the election to be in, and they dictated their own control over the country and thus basically the whole world after releasing that virus that they made, after themselves releasing that virus and causing all this havoc and chaos in every country, making everyone trying to make everyone terrified about it, like their life is on the line now. If they get even a sniffle, it's all potentially over. And we have to get the vaccination. We must get it. So they took a year and a half to give us what they had already patented 10 years prior, that vaccination. To make it look realistic that they didn't already have this patent for this vaccination prior to releasing said virus, so that everyone would buy it before the censorship programs would be able to be themselves compromised and would be able to be allowed to be talking about the negative side effects of said jabinations. Because they jabbed the nations. They jabbed every country with what was genetic modification and nanotech invasion and ineffective and clearly ineffective and adversely effective vaccination on the other side of things. This adverse effects, negative impact, side effects. So everyone ever since the vaccinations walking around like a fucking drone of negativity and playing out like it's you who's being negative when it's literally them. They're so fucking hypocritical. It was, oh man, the whole last 5 fucking years, bro. And when I really just think about my own personal life, bro, I get so fucking so upset. So like, how the fuck could this have happened? Like all this negative impact, all this. Like, how could we have avoided this? Like I did everything that I could that was within my power and my capability to do. And everyone could say the same. But like, bro, I went all out for like 7 years straight. I did Rage Against the Machine musical performances all day long, every day for five years straight, since before the corona. Screaming my ass off about how we're being fucked in the ass, being lied to, our lives are all enslaved, all this shit. We have to form our own opinions, and these opinions need not be based upon inside the rationality that they have limited us to and eliminated us onto. You know, I've realized, you know, like in my adult life, I'm much less of a philosophical genius than I was back when I was like 16, 18 and started smoking weed. Like just started smoking weed around 17, 18. I was such a philosophical genius back then, but after sort of growing up in this and being negatively afflicted in this society by the perceptions, especially the last 5 years of everyone being a fucking retard, there have been such negative impact on my creative genius because I wasn't really able to believe in my own thoughts anymore. I wasn't really being able to really think I was on the right track here with this random reaching out into the intelligence sphere and coming out, pulling out something fucking genius and continuing down that path of like, well, if life is like this, then what does that imply about this? And coming up with more genius ass shit. But like ever since the last 5 years, man, it's just been, there's been no real profit in me in a sense, even though I've telling people, you know, when they come out with these vaccinations, don't get them. So since the very first day they started this fucking man-made crisis, release the said virus. I don't know. Stuff I've all said before. It's just important to recognize the potential we all have in life to change things. There's too many people who want to just cop out and just be like, I'm just going to try to enjoy my life until I die. And what that basically means is them trying to fuck as many women as they can, or fuck that one woman as many ways and many times as they can. But like, brother, what about your influence before you die on this planet? Well, I'll just be myself, and that'll help people try to be like me. It's funny how trend followers want people to be like them, but they're following someone else. You want me to be like that other person and just like look at you as the medium for this personality or whatever? And generate your own fucking expressions, folks. Be creative, have that God spark within that you're copying for the next 5 years because you stopped generating, you know. When people have one spark, they just copy that one thing. Oh, I'll go like this more often. It makes me look intelligent. Put my hand on my chin. People would think I'm really thinking here when I'm really not. I'll be getting the pussy soon. Just do that for 5 years. It still doesn't, you know. It hasn't worked out. What did I do wrong? You stopped generating. You stopped having instinct. You stopped fucking being powerful. You stopped having swagger and style and improvising that shit because you're no longer courageous. You're trying to act like you're courageous with little tidbits of a moment of courage, as opposed to a continuum of courage that expands your reality into something you have not yet fucking imagined. Something greater than you could even imagine, because back then your imagination was not based in courage, it was based in fear and weakness. And then basically like an escapism. Your imagination is you know, because one could say your imagination is your heaven or hell. And that this plane is the other thing. It brings into focus the novel or, you know, audiobook or whatever of fucking True Hallucinations by Terrence McKenna. True hallucinations, you know. There was this time I actually popped out of the universe when I was trying to go to sleep, and I was too awake to go to sleep, so I started like imagining scenes, and eventually started imagining scenes that I had to react to, like some dude whips out a shotgun and I have to dodge the blasts. So like in my imagination I'm diving that way when I'm still just in my mind lying on my fucking bed. Eventually there's like that just keeps happening, like some enemy, just like a giant fucking mile-high cement figure tries to step on me with its huge foot, and I have to fly as fast as I can to get away before it crunches down. And that was the last scene I remember before I just started flying as fast and faster. And like 5 seconds later, I popped out of the fucking universe, and I started talking. I started hearing voices, and I've never heard voices in my life. Mind you, I'm not schizophrenic. I'm not that. Never in my life have I heard voices like this. And I fucking heard they were talking to me, man. They were like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "I'm Mike." And I sort of forget the conversation from there, but like it was eventually something about like how the society here has been attacking me and how they didn't know that they've compromised my brain, and they came and helped and healed it. They brought me into this thing, and there was like thousands of chained doors that were just opening, and hands beckoning me through, and this happened upon this figure that was like invisible, but you could still partially see it. Very strange. started injecting me with this serum that was concentrated, in my guess is concentrated primordial soup, because it sort of looked like a disease. So when they're first born in, I was like, ew, what is that? They were like, just see how you feel. And I was like, all right. And ever since then, I've been really redefining my reality and coming in with such potential comparable to, it's the only way I can possibly explain it, is like Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War as compared to like the original Bleach. Like Ichigo and Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War, he's like redefining his reality, redefining his potential, create, like he became the Forge throughout the original Bleach, but with the Forge in Bleach TYBW, with the Forge himself, he created something of himself, like a rocket launch moment that changes your life forever. The purpose, what your sword looks like, what it swings at, how powerful it is, its sharpness. That's and yeah, like its sharpness, how sharp you are. If you run into people who are also very sharp, like they're very perceptive, intelligent, it will be like, while you're sharp, it will be like their sharpness is refining your sharpness. And in these times, it's important to remember it's not harder, but more precise. That the things you'll end up having to say, trying to form a way of saying that it is harder to do it, but in fact, more accurately put, is it's more precise what is required of you in that moment, not by the universe around, but by like yourself, your higher self, like more dialed in. Thus, the output should match, and that's like an area of like expertise. Like you have to practice outpouring the power within as it is, as opposed to how you're the limiters between your outpour and your inner power. Because you can have that inner power, but if you can't express it as such, well, it won't manifest. And truly a matter of like letting go and letting go further and letting go to the exponent of infinity, letting go times and letting go more and more. I sort of put it like this, like right now and a second from now is where you should reside. You should try to cast your mind from right now, you should cast your mind to in between right now and a second from now.
See, that's not in our script. We are not to be fulfilling.
And in that space, you have reignited the potential of like your spirit. Because you're right now, I'm floating over the edge of planning this out and just doing something. It's sort of the perfect mix of both. It's in between something, like the thing that you usually do. It's in between that and the ultimate at the end of time, or the or God above you, or cast yourself out from inside yourself into just like half a second in the future, or half a second. They just leap over the edge of activating this and just doing it, and just do it, and just dance. Don't put on a spotlight for you to dance. They're like, oh, I'm gonna do it. Oh, I'm gonna do it. Everybody watch it. Oh, I'm gonna do it now. Oh, you ready? And then you have to do something like so incredible that like it'll live up to what you made it out to be. But like if you just did it, you just started dancing, you just start fucking getting your little funk groove on, and everyone will just appreciate the fact that you're doing that thing too. Bro, that guy's gonna get hit by a fucking car, and it's time to go when that car was definitely not gonna let you fucking go. And it was probably like look at the streets and stuff, but just follow the signs, follow the crosswalks. Yeah, too many people put on too much of a spotlight before doing things, and that causes them to crumple up throughout their life. Over the next few years, they would never really have lived up to that spotlight that they were making bigger and bigger about themselves until they really just sort of caved and didn't really do anything. You got to just start just doing a little groove and not fucking thinking about dance like no one's watching. You get into a bathroom, some music's playing, you can really fucking start grooving because you've been just basically training in public. I've been training in public, like listening to music, being forced to sort of appeal to what they're sort of wanting of me, which is to sort of jam with my own groove with my own jams, because I'm playing the music. Since I've been doing that more courageous stuff in public, that when I'm like going into a bathroom and there's music, I'm fucking grooving like a motherfucker. And it's sort of like training a skateboard trick while not moving as opposed to moving. Because if you train it while you're not moving, you're going to have to relearn it for while you're moving. And that's basically just, in other words, ineffective. It helps, just to get the basic movement of like what you're supposed to do with your feet and the flick. Learn how to flick the board as opposed to like doing a motion with your foot, your whole leg, and she just flick it, flick. With experience comes a lot, and with faith comes hope. You see, because with faith, brother, comes hope. I hope people can understand that. With faith comes hope. With faith in God, with faith in the universe, and faith in yourself, and not being scared about the future that you don't know about. Now, worry is preposterous. Worry presupposes that you know enough about the situation to have some type of conviction that it could be going wrong or that something might go wrong. You don't know what's going on. We don't know what the fuck this is. How are you going to explain something that you never truly understand? Life. You're going to define something that you never truly understand. It's always developing. Jesus is always trying to find new ways to motivate, compel, and fill with life and spirit the people who are so fucking damned by themselves and the people around them. I kind of want to play Fortnite right now, like OG Fortnite. Let's get lost in the woods, waiting for someone to come around with some submachine gun, and I got my sniper, and they made the biggest mistake coming around here, man. I love Fortnite, bro. That shit was world-saving shit. And literally other countries realizing that people from even America are just sort of goofy little kids, and we're all just trying to have fun. That families here are actually worth not nuking and stuff. And it's just crazy, like so many countries nowadays would just do like an all-out war against the population. This is with people. Like, why these innocent families? Why killing innocent families? Why not kill the people who are just trying to kill you? These innocent families have nothing to do with your hatred, your racism, your fucking war, your fucking money games, your fucking pipelines, your fucking oil, your minerals, your fucking ain't got nothing to do with any goddamn that. They're trying to run their chicken store. They're trying to run their chicken store where they're feeding people as efficiently as fucking possible. They're trying to have a family that grows up loving life. They're trying to provide for their children as many opportunities as they can for those children to have as much fun as they possibly could, because they were at the bottom long enough that they realized that that's what they wanted to do with their lives if they were to have kids, or since they have kids, just want to provide them the opportunity to have as much fun as they freaking can, for as long as they can make that be. The parents in America, the child finally starts to have fun, they're like, just stop doing that. No more video games for you. It's destroying your brain. No, Mom, what's actually making me hate all of you is the fact that you're all irrelevant to the things that I bring up or have become, or, and you threw me into this fucking school that I hate, and everyone here, I hate them all, and I don't want to be there, and I've always told you that. It's just fucking me up, and they're all psychologically abusing me and turning me into a little shrimp. I don't know, folks. Make of it what you will, and whatever you make of it is what it will only be. It will only ever be what you make of it, be it great or tiny or wrong. Your life has the capability of being the amplitude of fucking godlike fucking fucking spherical resonance, bro. Like, I don't know the words to suffice this thing I'm trying to give. Your life could be great. Nothing to do with luxury, nothing. Bullshit, man. All this shit. Nothing to do with any of all this shit. Your life could be great in the sense that you can make it so great inside yourself. You can make things fucking transform. You can absolutely transform someone's life in just mere seconds of some crazy act that you did, some hilarious fucking thing that you did, bringing them back to life, putting that smile into their heart, into their soul. And yeah, folks, one of the best ways to heal is laughter. You got a cold laugh, brother. Try to make yourself laugh. Try to get laughter occurring. I swear, man, the best way to make other people laugh is to make yourself laugh. And to make yourself happy and make yourself have fun. That's about it, folks. 3 Dog out. Goku out. Gohan, listen to your mother and get out here and fight these monsters. And fuck what your mother says, because Chi-Chi is always wrong. A man gotta be a man, and a man gotta eat. How a man gonna eat if he don't hunt some fish? How a man gonna hunt some fish if your mama telling you to stay home, do homework exhaustively until the night is gone and you had no experience of actual life? Get out there, folks. Be fucking free and be as fun and goofy and as you fucking want to be. Is every single thing that you do like that literally bring me all I needed to see, which is another human being fucking real and being free. God bless. God bless.